and this has been an excellent religious discussion. I think it's what he's wanted, but I always start, on how I am. You guys have all been around me, you know how I do things. So I really do appreciate freaking hearing everything he had to say.
It's fascinating. It's so great. I'm grateful too. It's lovely to be able to talk about these things. So many people don't.
So how about that minds.com, guys?
Whatever. You got anything
Minds
better to
Roundtable,
talk
after
about?
all.
You got anything better to talk about? I'm getting so sick of hearing about minds.com. Minds.com.
Nothing else.
Roger.
Man, maybe you should rename the show to Roger Hanson's Roundtable.
No. Now, Minds Roundtable actually kind of created itself. Like, I always say this stuff, and it really has. Like, I've done very little to do anything on this show, and it's like everybody else has freaking built this show. All I do is put the stream together and hit record.
What's the most humiliating job there is?
Minds is a very amazing place.
Yeah, it really
the
is.
Real Minds Underground is the only place to be on the whole of the internet. You just have to search for it a little.
What? Does he still have that Minds Underground thing?
Fully. Minds wouldn't be Minds without the underground.
Oh, I see. You're talking about this. Renaming to...
No.
Well, a round table in theory discusses anything that comes up. And I mean, you can only speak so much about minds.com itself. There's so many other interesting things to talk about. Why should we restrict ourselves? These are the top minds on minds are getting together to discuss topics that no one else would even go near.
And I mentioned this last night too, and everybody always seems to shrug this off, but like, these are everybody here except for V is an actual freaking Minds member. You know what I'm saying? Like and that's pretty much how it's always played out on Minds. Everybody's on the show is actually on Minds.com usually. So I mean, I think.
Yep.
I think having members of Minds come on here and just be able to hang out and talk about serious conversations is important. Like, if you go on Minds, how many people say they're a part of Minds and all they do is they dump their crap on there and they don't freaking do anything community-wise?
Yeah, this is a community event, definitely.
It's like the Infinite Imaginarium, that was a community, or that is a community effort. So is freaking this one. There's also Quantum Gathering, which is totally top secret.
Yeah, don't spill the beans, Roger. Everybody will start asking about it, and then you know what will happen.
That's right.
You have to keep it a secret. You haven't got the clearance.
We'll go viral otherwise. We don't want that.
Oh, right. Terrible.
Yeah.
We don't want them.
He needs popularity.
Now, just to answer you, Tantu, there is an actual group on Minds called the Minds Underground.
Yeah, I know. Isn't that started by Mike?
Yep.
Minds Gaming?
Mike and Story.
And Bob probably. He left mine. So.
Well, Satori's still there. Satori D is still on Minds.
Technically, MG's not left Minds, at least not last time. I'll have to check the game, but he just disabled his account.
I cheer him on for the effort, you know what I'm saying? Because, like, somebody needs to freaking stand up and speak out about a lot of the stuff going on there. And I don't want to see Mike leave frickin' Minds, don't get me wrong, but at the same time, enough is enough. You go into the help and support section and just listen to some of those conversations coming out of there,
Yeah.
It's getting pretty bad.
What help and
Sleep,
support?
I wait.
What help and support
I-
section? There isn't one anymore.
Chat, the help and support chat you're talking about.
Yeah.
Okay.
And that's not even supported by the administration. That's just a community thing where you ask other members of Minds for help and they help you.
The thing that Minds Gaming told me about, not directly about him leaving, but he spent years and years and years and years and years helping other people to build their communities and their platforms and everything. And one day he woke up and thought, why am I not doing this for myself? And so he's changed his focus now, and instead of battling with other people to get them to understand his ideas, he's writing the code himself, and he's putting into practice what everybody's telling him can't be done. And he's actually pulling it off. And I think I've mentioned this about 7 times to you, Roger, but the code that he's written on Lovable to establish your own community, your own platform, if you like, your own node, has been duplicated by 100 different users in the last 4 or 5 months. So what he's doing has actually caught the attention of the community, and they are trying to put his ideas into practice. And so I don't think it's as much that he's left Minds as just that he's moved on. Instead of talking to other people about it, he's like, okay, you won't listen to me. Let me show you how to do it.
It's a good approach because I know he's put a lot of time and effort into it. So I agree with it. You know, he needs to get back into gaming though. He's Minds Gaming. And okay. I mean, don't get me wrong.
Possibly why we're not seeing him. He's possibly right back into gaming.
Well, I mean, he needs to be forthright. Okay, not hold out on the gaming stuff because like Retro Cheat even left Minds, I guess, because I haven't seen any notifications of them, and I've had this kind of suspicion that Minds Gaming was Retro Cheat.
No, really?
Yeah.
Really?
Yeah, because they're both really smart.
One clue, I
They're
guess.
both men too. That's not necessarily. Just being a smart guy doesn't mean that you're all guys.
You know this.
Roger Hansen could also be called Mind's Conspiracy.
That's
Yes.
that's kind of what I was getting ready to say. You know,
Remember, Roger, your allegations of Minds Gaming and Bill Ottman
Bill
being the
Ottman.
same person.
Yeah.
Yep.
well, it makes sense. It does make sense. Just
I know it's
Flat Earth theory, I've heard, makes a lot of sense.
no, I'll
So-
tell you. Oh, go
Look
ahead.
around, you'll see the Earth is flat. I mean, what more proof do you need?
Well, don't.
It is
Oh.
flat for about 11 miles or so. So, yeah, it is flat up to a point.
I can't believe how much of a science they've tried to turn that into. Like, I've actually, I went on and did an interview with DK Spiracy, and he explained all that stuff out to me, and I was like, oh my god, how can they turn around and complicate something like a freaking flat disc? But sure enough, they did it.
It's a forced meme at this point, I think. But you know, there's a I know Bob's seen it because I think I read it to her, but where she's read it, they did these things, the Bedford Canal experiments, where they had the flat Earth guys versus the round Earth guys. They got all this equipment and they were going to measure distances along the Bedford Canal, which apparently extends far enough to be you can notice the curvature of the Earth over just the line of sight. So they got all this thing, and they had like these two teams, and the team that was for a round Earth said, see, we've proven the Earth is round. And the team that was doing the flat Earth, they had all their measurements, and their measurements showed that the Earth was flat. Which just goes to show that everybody's going to see, the mind comes first. You're going to see the evidence that your mind is prepared to see.
Well, I've heard that the really, really interesting theory, the new theory that's come up to disprove the flat Earth theory, and the one that really, really disproves it once and for all, is the flat sun theory.
Ooh, the flat sun. That's a good one. How's that work?
I haven't looked into it, Otto. I said that as a joke.
Well, from a 5 or 6 dimensional viewpoint, I guess it would be a flat Earth, right? Or flat, just it would lack a dimension, but not literally from our 3D perspective, I don't think.
But I do have to say one thing. The one theory that I think is actually legitimate in a way, I don't think we understand it fully, is the hollow Earth.
Hollow Earth.
Because of the cave systems and everything, and we don't know what's actually down there. You know what I mean?
Roger, we do know what's down there.
Yes.
We've noticed when it comes up what it is.
Well,
and it's not bones and little bits of animals and crystals.
Mm-hmm.
It's liquid rock that burns you if you get close.
That's the exhaust.
Even if you put a pillow on your head.
Well, that's
from
some
the power
of it.
plants. That's from the power plant. You know what comes up out of the hollow Earth? Flying saucers are seen all the time, and of course the hollow Earth contains Shambhala International Airport. It's in an undisclosed location under the Himalaya Mountains, and then you can transfer there to go to Agartha, which is even deeper in the hollow Earth. But, the hollow Earth apparently started with this guy named Sims, right? And he said it would be such a waste of space for there not to be anything in there. So he decided that it had to be. That was his argument. It's like, it would be a waste of space. Of course there's got to be stuff in there.
Well, here's...
What about Wakanda? Where is that?
Okay, so I have a trivia question for all of you guys. How far down can we dig?
I can dig down about 1.5 feet, and then I just get tired. I just don't want to do it anymore. But I'm old. When I was younger, I could probably dig down about 3 foot, because I used to have to put up fences and stuff. So 3 foot. That's how far you dig. That's as far as I ever dug.
I mean, human beings all together. I mean, what's the farthest we've been able to dig?
There's some borehole somewhere in former Soviet Union, I think, where they got down. But it got so hot down there, getting close to the magma core, that I guess their drill melted or something. I'm not sure how far down they got, though. A few miles, maybe? A mile or two?
Do you know, Bob Dub? No, you guys can't.
I thought it was 3 kilometers, but now I'm doubting myself, so I'm looking it up.
Okay, I figured you guys were going to do that. Gonna do a Google search.
I just checked offshore. Oh, okay. There's offshore oil wells, oil rigs. 3,000 meters.
So it's 3 kilometers.
Yeah.
So that would be roughly 8 miles, just under 8 miles.
Huh.
Yeah.
How many chains is that? How many furlongs? Sorry, just kidding.
10,000
furlong
feet.
Oh my goodness! Let's not get into the math. It's bad enough whenever you go over the time zones with me. Don't go into the math and calculations and stuff. So, but yeah, it's like that's the reason.
Man, hey, I'm going to drop for a few minutes. I'll be back in about 15. Okay.
Actually,
see you shortly.
The deepest oil rigs, 7.5 miles.
7.5. Yeah.
For 40,000 feet.
Okay.
Yeah, I've got one here. The Kola Super Deep Borehole, 40,230 feet in 1989 in Murmansk Oblast, Russia.